What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. In today's video, we're going to be going over why the stock market fell today and what's going on with Biden's proposed tax plan. Before we get into today's video, consider subscribing to our new channel, Stocked Up Live, where Tom and I go live every single morning at market open. The link is in the description down below. Feel free to come join us live at open. But yeah, we have some pretty important news for today's video. The market fell very quickly out of nowhere today off of some Biden tax news. So we're going to go more in depth with that news. But if you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe. We post brand new videos every single day. But let's get right into today's video.
Yeah, CNBC reports that the Dow drops 300 points and the SPY fell on fears of higher capital gains taxes, and Biden's to propose a capital gains tax of 39.6% to fund education and childcare, reports say. And they say that Biden will seek an increase of the tax on capital gains to 39.6% for those Americans earning more than $1 million, according to reports. And obviously the percentages could increase for people like earning 500,000, for example, and 200,000 as well. But those higher numbers, 39.6%, is only for people earning over $1 million. But still, that really hit the market today. And we've been waiting for some news on some tax increases like this, and we're finally starting to see that, and it really sent the market down. And while these markets have been at all-time highs, it's almost like they've been waiting for something to happen to cause a pullback. And it's just very interesting to see that we're seeing the market fall like this. It's not necessarily a good thing to see, but at the same time, I know a lot of people have been waiting for the market to fall.
So I was watching the market intraday right when this news released, and then the market just tanked within a matter of a couple minutes, actually. So in simple terms, easy to understand terms, Biden proposed a bill that would actually nearly double the capital gains tax. And of course, that's not it's not great news, especially for a lot of these wealthy investors. So it definitely brought some fear into the markets if this bill actually does get passed. So obviously, it's not great news. The market did fall pretty hard off of that, though. We even saw the VIX up. So if we go to the VIX, this thing is up around 8% today. The VXX is up around 6.5% today. So we have a little bit of increasing fear in the market right now. So just be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, definitely. And don't forget the VXX has a 1-to-4 reverse split tomorrow. So they are going to go up in share price, and just expect some volatility out of that whenever that happens. If you're going to trade something right now, UVXY might be the better one to go after right now, just given that it's going to split.
All right. Well, what else happened in the market today?
Yeah, there's actually a new COVID variant detected at the Texas A&M lab that shows signs of antibody resistance and more severe illness in young people. And this is also reported by CNBC, but the variant is called BV-1 for its Brazos Valley origin. And scientists say that it's kind of related to the UK strain and shows signs of resistance to antibody neutralization. And that's a big deal because that means that all these vaccines and stuff that people have been getting are pretty much not going to matter anymore. If this strain is resistant to those antibodies in there, they're going to have to develop a new vaccine to obviously overtake this version of COVID now. And it's just a very bad thing to see. And honestly, I didn't even see this news drop. All the people have been talking about is this capital gains tax going up, and that's the main reason we saw the market fall today. But at the same time, there's also been this terrible news with this new COVID variant that has been detected, but we'll have to see what kind of news comes out about it. I think it's a pretty big deal, but at the same time, it's just getting really overshadowed by the market movement and by that capital gains tax.
Well, let's talk more about this news with the capital gains tax, because that's what's really driving the market right now. So if we look at, let's say, the SPY intraday, there was a pretty steep sell-off, and I know we tried to rebound a couple times. The SPY tried to rebound a couple times, but it made lower and lower highs, which definitely isn't a good sign. And heading into the market tomorrow, it looks pretty interesting to say the least. The NASDAQ or the QQQ was down around 1.2% today. Facebook had a pretty bad day, down around 1.64%. NVIDIA was down over 3%. So AMD was down 3%. So Tom, do you have any major stocks you're watching for tomorrow? Because, this movement today was definitely a little scary.
Yeah, and you did mention Facebook, and that's actually a big stock to me. I've been posting a solid resistance here at the bottom around 297, and today we actually broke below that in after hours. We're really running down right now to about 295. I think that this stock has a lot of room to come to the downside. It did kind of fall out of a longer term trend line here as well that's highlighted in light blue. And I think that this stock just could come down. There is a good support here around 292 to 293. We are about 3 to 4 points away from that, so just watch out for those levels tomorrow. But it's definitely looking like a very interesting day, like you said. And whenever we look at the SPY and we look at the QQQ and those types of indices intraday, they're all down here at the bottom right now, and they kind of held these bottoms. And I would honestly kind of expect this to continue to the downside tomorrow. And it seems like every time we see a drop like this, the next day the SPY and the QQQ just rocket right back up. So don't be surprised if that happens. But in my mind, I'm starting to think that this is finally going to be the top, and we might start to see these stocks fall. But at the same time, be very prepared for another recovery tomorrow, because it seems like every time that this has happened lately, they just recover right back up.
And remember how, don't forget the saying that the stock market takes the stair steps up and then the elevator down. And it's actually a really true saying. The market will just inch up a little bit every single day, but when that selling pressure comes in, normally it's very like fast and volatile, you can say, just like we saw today. So just be on the lookout for that. If we do break lows and continue lower, it can definitely get very volatile. But let's get right into our member of the day and the momentum plays. So for today's member of the day, we have risking entire portfolio. So while I'm not a huge fan of the username, thanks for being a great member of the Discord and just posting great information. And of course, never risk your entire portfolio. But thanks for being a great member of the community. But let's get right into the momentum plays for tomorrow. And with the first one, we have Facebook to the downside.
Yep, and with Facebook, just make them fall below 295 even.
All right, and then with the next one, we have Mara also to the downside. This stock finished down 11% today.
MARA, make it go ahead and fall below 3074.
All right, and then we have Lulu to the upside.
Yep, Lulu, this one actually did go up today, like you said. Make it break above 339.
Sounds good. So we are eyeing Facebook and Mara for potential day trades to the downside only if they break below the levels Tom listed. And we are watching LU for a potential day trade to the upside, also only if it breaks above the level Tom listed. But let's get right into the $5 million trade that expires tomorrow. So we are looking at the Netflix 500 strike put options that expire tomorrow, April 23rd. So like I said, there was $5 million put into this play. But here's the thing. It only has a 24% chance of expiring in the money. So, with that being said, I'm definitely going to say that they're probably selling these puts because they're so far out of the money. They're almost $9. Yeah, they're $9 out of the money, and they expire tomorrow. Netflix has a huge support at 500. It definitely can continue down, but just the way that the market makers have this priced with only a 24% chance of expiring in the money, it looks pretty risky.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing to highlight is that the stock market in the middle of the day today really fell off, and Netflix didn't really fall off as much as the overall market did because it was kind of already priced in whenever it fell on these earnings here. So just keep in mind that even if the market's going down tomorrow, Netflix fell so much on those earnings that we still might see it still recover up tomorrow, maybe up to like 520 or even possibly back up to highs around 515, just because of that, just because of the fact that it fell so much and so steeply that quick. And the overall market obviously did not fall 10 to 12% today.
True that. Well, let's get right into our questions from the previous episode. And with the first question, we have Andrew saying, thoughts on Airbnb for a reopening play. So let's take a look at Airbnb, AB, NB. It looks like it's sitting right around support at like 165, 170. I think it looks good. I'm not like a huge fan of it. I'm not against it either. I just think it's like an okay setup right now. The market is pretty volatile, so I'm just going to stay neutral on it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that for reopening, it could be pretty good, but that might be in the future, especially with that new variant that they're talking about apparently today. But it sounds pretty good for the longer term, though. I really like Airbnb as a company, and I think that it'll do really good as the economy reopens. Like he said, it just the question is how quickly are we going to start to reopen?
True that. And then we have Sophie saying, "Hey Mike and Tom, watching your YouTube channel is my nighttime routine. I appreciate your daily briefing about the stock market. What do you think about ZM for the short term and the long term?" Well, thank you so much for that awesome comment. But let's take a look at ZM. So this is actually one of my favorite stocks. Right now, it looks good for the short term, but it also looks pretty good for the long term. So we talked about this one a lot on today's live stream, actually. So I like it for both of them right now. And Zoom actually has a slightly negative correlation to the stock market. So if we see the market fall, there's a decent chance that we'll see Zoom pop. So either way, I like it. I know ARK has definitely been buying into Zoom as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Zoom's been a pretty solid company, and we talk about it quite a bit, and it's just pretty good down here at the bottom. And I think that's why Miss Kathy Wood bought some.
Sounds good. And with the next question, we have Dan saying, "Do you think CRSP can go to the upside?" I have the 138 call for June. So let's take a look at CRSP. It has support right around like 107, 108, and another support right around 120. I think it looks pretty good. Let me take a look at like the max chart. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, I like it. What do you think?
Yeah, it's pretty good. The setup is in the middle of a range right now. Definitely watch for it to break above 130 tomorrow, and I think it could keep running up. Obviously, if we go to that daily chart, like Mike said, it's down quite a bit from highs, so it is at a pretty low opportunity right now if you like it for the long term.
And one thing to keep in mind is, obviously always make sure you have stop losses in place. But what I think is going to be the biggest risk in this scenario is the options pricing. So you have the 138 call. So that's about 12 to $13 out of the money. So, if CRSP just goes back and forth, or even just up very slowly, you can still lose money just because of that time decay. So that's really the main risk I see here besides the price action. But if you guys want to trade with Tom and I every single day, day trades, swing trades, and access to our bots, you can click the first link in the description down below for about $40 off. The bots have been doing extremely well, and $40 off in the link in the description down below. But with our next question, we have Hunter talking about Palantir. So Tom, let's take a look at Palantir. It's up around 1% today, and it had a doji, a lot of mixed momentum.
Yeah, it was definitely a good stock to day trade this morning. I remember on the live stream we were day trading it whenever it popped above like 23.15, or we were talking about it, I should say, and it was moving pretty well above that. And it was just a pretty decent stock early on. Obviously, you can tell on the chart whenever it fell off is whenever the market started to really tank down. So just kind of expect it to kind of move the way the overall market does. If the overall market tanks, this stock might not tank, but I just don't expect it to really continue up. And I don't think it's going to have any 5% days like it's had in the past if the overall market is down 3%, let's say.
For sure. And with the next question, we have Jason saying, "Hey guys, what do you think of FXI for the long term?" So this is actually an ETF of it's a lot of China stocks, some of the large cap China stocks. So if we take a look at this one, it's actually at support right now, right around, let's say 46, 47. If we look at the max chart, like it looks decent. It has a pretty strong resistance right around 54 to 55. So I mean, I think it looks decent. I'm not like against it, but I'm not like I don't love it either.
Yeah, I don't think that it's going to have a too bad of a time over the next couple of years. In the short term, sometimes these Chinese stocks have some weird catalysts with them, so just watch out for that. But I think it'll be good over the longer run.
All right, and with the next question, we have James asking about Peloton. So PTON, it actually finished up today. It was bouncing a little bit right off that support at $100, which is good to see. I like it for cash secured puts right now. I think it's a pretty good win-win situation.
Yeah, for sure. It's right around that $100 level. If it goes below that tomorrow, watch for it to keep going down. But at the same time, if you get those cash secure puts, then you're just getting shares of Peloton lower. So it's still a pretty good deal.
Sounds good. Well, Tom, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or any insight for the market for tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm holding some shares of AT&T, and they actually had a great earnings release today. They added a lot more cell phone subscribers than were expected. They added 595,000 versus a 248,000 estimate. So that's a pretty big beat there. Plus HBO Max and HBO added 2.7 million domestic subscribers during the first quarter of 2021, which is awesome, and they're going to be going global here very shortly, which might help AT&T, and that's really what made them fly today. So it's just been a good day for AT&T overall. This is more of a value stock, and I bought it for the dividends, and I bought it pretty low, around $28, and it is popping right now. It's a little high at 31.36, but overall, it's a good option right now. It could be good for leaps, or it could be good just overall to buy some stock because they pay a very good dividend as well. I think it's even up to like 7 to 8% right now. But just keep in mind that that dividend might not stay that high forever, but it's always been pretty good.
Well, sounds good. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Like I said, if you want to trade with Tom and I every single day and our bots, you can click the first link in the description down below for about $40 off. We added a couple new bots and they've been working pretty well. So definitely consider it. Like I said, there is a coupon. It's the first link in the description down below. And don't forget to subscribe to our new live trading channel. The link is also in the description. But yeah, come join Tom and I live at Market Open every single day. And if you guys have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. But other than that, thanks for watching.